I take the pleasure to introduce world-renowned hypnotherapist and NLP trainer, award-winning coach, best-selling author, presenter, award-winning speaker, developer of Cognitive Reprogramming, Jimmy Petruzzi. We trust you will enjoy the following seminar. For information on free resources and details of forthcoming events, please visit our website, www.nlp-trainingcourses.com.
Good morning, and what a beautiful, beautiful morning it is. Do you have any limiting beliefs? Do you have any beliefs that are holding you back? If you have any limiting beliefs that are holding you back, would you be interested in a formula to be able to smash through any limiting beliefs that you have? To be able to smash any belief that's holding you back towards an outcome you want to achieve. Think of some outcomes you'd like to achieve, some goals you want to achieve, outcomes you want to achieve, and think of the things that are holding you back from achieving them. How would you like to be able to smash through? Imagine being able to smash through any of those limiting beliefs with a formula. Well, last time I did the video on incantations, the motivational incantations I did, the short 5-minute one, I received an overwhelmingly positive response. Lots of emails coming in saying that people have adopted them as a morning ritual, they love it, they use it, they see the value in it, and it's helped them to carry on with their success. It's been a useful tool for them. So this morning what I'm going to do is go into a bit more detail. A lot of people email me saying, give us a bit more detail about these incantations and how you can personalize your own. So this morning I'm going to do a video that helps you to personalize your own incantations, to smash through your own limiting beliefs, to set the ground running. So Monday morning, or any morning for that matter, you're just on it from the start. You're emotionally on top form from the very beginning, and you can carry that momentum all the way through to the evening. Full, top form, incredible momentum. So, a little more detail about these incantations. I first came across them, me personally, I first came across them when I went to a Tony Robbins seminar in, oh God, no, it's a long time ago now, 17 years of age anyway. And I went to Tony Robbins seminar, and he talked about these incantations, and he talked about the difference between incantations and affirmations. And he said that incantations, in my words, not his, you put the emotion into it and physical action into it too. And I did the incantation at the seminar and I felt 100% game on. I was an athlete at the time, competing at the highest level, and I felt, boom, these things are awesome. And I went away and devised my own. And they really helped me a lot throughout my career and throughout my life. And I sort of teach a variation of them, put my own spin on things, and you can teach your own, you can do your own and put your own spin on things. So they're very powerful things, and I found that affirmations are great, yeah, all that said and done. If you don't put the emotion into it, you don't put the emotion and the physical side into it, then I think there's a limitation there. I think by putting the emotion into it, you embed it into your unconscious mind and also into your body, you embed it physiologically. It's a really powerful thing to do. So my recommended formula, the way I teach some of the world's best athletes, sports people, business people, how I teach people who want to perform at their optimum, or people just in general. The goal for them might be just to be able to go into situations, their best self. You want to be the best version of yourself, you want to be on top form, you want to be motivated, confident, focused, then these are very useful technique to use to be on top form. So I teach and I've taught many people in seminars around the world, thousands of people. I teach business people, I teach entrepreneurs, presenters, and I do it myself. I practice this on a regular basis. Every morning I get up and I do the 5-minute ritual I did on the last video to just set myself up for the day. Do you have those days where you get up in the morning and it's like, oh no, I can't face today. You've got like a million things in your in tray and a massive to-do list. And these are fantastic because you know what? You just get up and think, you know, bang, let's bring it on, let's have it. You really raise your game, and really you've got to back yourself in life, believe in yourself in life, because you're unique, you're special, believe in yourself, and you can achieve anything you want to achieve, you put your mind to it. And this is a really powerful way to keep the momentum going, to get up in the morning, come on, bring it on. Just think about it. Life is short really. Think about life in this genetic form anyway. We're here, we're born, it's a very short time in the face of how old the universe is, or how long the world has been, or the earth has been around. We're here, and I think that there's never been a you, there is no other you, there's never been another you in this genetic form ever again, at least that we know of. So you owe it to yourself to get up and just really seize the day, seize it, because life is precious. It's not a rehearsal. And make every day count. And ask yourself questions in the morning like, how can I move my business forward? How can I get fitter? How can I get healthy? How can I be a better parent? How can I be the best person I can be? The best version of me? And these are the questions I ask myself in the morning to set the spirit of the day, to move forward. I'm not perfect by no stretch of the imagination, and I don't think I've met anyone who is really, to be honest. Yet all we can do is keep moving forward, keep being better and our best version of ourselves, and really seize the moment and do the best we can in life. So my recommended formula, I have a couple of processes I use, a couple of formulas I use for these incantations. I have 3 generally I use as a formula to set your own incantations, because the ones I covered last time I used for myself, and they're very generalistic, and I'm sure you get a lot out of them, but you can really personalise. You can go the extra mile and personalise your own incantation. So the formula I use, what I do is I write a limiting belief. So if you haven't got a pen already, grab one, or if you don't have a pen in the vicinity, just use your mind, the process. And what I do is I take a limiting belief and I write it down. A belief that's holding me back. I write a belief that's holding me back, or at least I think it's holding me back towards achieving an outcome. I'll write it down. Then I write the opposite of that belief. And that's the phrase I use for the incantation. That's the one I'll use for the incantation. So I'll take the belief I've got that's limiting, and I'll flip the opposite end of that, and I will write that down, and that will be the basis of my incantations. That's one way I do it. Another way I do it is I take an emotion I want to feel. An emotion I want to feel. For example, I want to feel love, I want to feel joy, I want to feel happiness, energy, confidence, and I'll write that down as well. And that's another way I use the incantation. A third way I develop the incantation as well is I take a goal. So write a goal that you've got. If you write down a goal that you've got, it might be a new car, it might be a new house, it might be a new job, it might be a relationship, whatever really it is. And you can write that down, and I write down the emotion I'll feel when I achieve it. The emotion. What emotion will I feel? So write down your goal and write down the feeling of achieving it. So imagine having the goal now, because all that we want to feel better. So we can feel better now. And that's not kidding yourself, because in life, people tend to chase the illusion. When I have that car, that house, and so on and so forth, I think it starts within. And you're better placed to achieve the goal if you work towards the goal in a place of positivity, in a place of energy, in a place of appreciating and being grateful for your life as it is now. That's really important to take note of that. So you can write the emotion down. So for example, the relationship, you're going to feel love. The love you're going to feel in that relationship, feel it now. It could be the career, the excitement and the energy of that career. Then write it down and feel it now. And that can be the basis of an incantation too. So just to reiterate, the 3 ways I do things, or do the incantations in general, is I'll take a limiting belief and I'll write the opposite of that belief. That's one way I do it. Limiting belief, then I'll write the opposite of that, and I'll use it as incantation. The other way I do it is the emotion I want to feel. So it could be joy, energy, confidence, happiness, and I'll develop that into a phrase or an incantation. And the third way is I write down the emotion I'll feel when I achieve the goal, and I'll write that down and I'll use that as an incantation. So let me sort of give you a bit of an example, brief example, just to sort of embed the learning. So before we hit the ground running, when I was in my early 20s, and I was an aspiring athlete. I travelled the world, been all over Europe and America and so on and so forth. I worked so hard to get to where I was. I grew up in a family that was very working class. We salt of the earth environment we grew up in, great people, yet people had this working class mindset. And I started working in the factory very, very early in life. I was about 15. I started working in the factory, and it was tough going. It was a big learning experience. I would advocate any parent to encourage their young children to work, because you appreciate the value of money and the value of life and the value of education. Because I would go to study at uni as a mature age student. They said at 23, that's when I began my journey. I didn't really appreciate academia at the time. I realised later on in life that, okay, academia is not the be all end all. There are other ways to learn. And some people are very academic and they couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag. Yet in saying that, I realised that knowledge is important. Education is key. Now, for me, I was touring the world and in my early 20s, and I'd come out of we were a poor family, we were bordering homeless. We literally lived paycheck to paycheck. We'd go days, sometimes without food, we wouldn't eat. That's the truth be told. and there were certain times I would take no food to school, no food to work. It'd be a struggle. Every last dollar, as we used to put it then, was sort of accounted for. It's tough. And I worked my way out of that. I worked really, really hard to get out of that. I was a talented athlete, and I worked really hard to get out of that situation. Really, really hard to get out. I worked so hard, and having worked really, really hard through a contractual agreement in sport, I ended up in a situation where I was bordering homeless. Okay? It was some sort of contractual agreement. I wasn't paid the money I was owed. To cut a long story short, I don't want to go down there, it's a long time ago now anyway. Yet in saying that, I found myself from living a wonderful life that I worked hard to have to literally living homeless and literally nowhere to live, nothing to eat, not knowing who to turn to, what to do. And it was tough. It really was tough, and it really is tough in that situation. And to sort of work my way up to a very high level and have this wonderful life, literally bang, overnight, it was really tough going. And in my own mind, I started doing some work. I started doing some coaching for people, some personal training for people, and some really high profile clients. I had clients that played professional football, for example, in the Premier League. I was training the who's who, really, at the time. And I got to London, just got back to London from America. And I was in a situation where I managed to secure a job for myself, doing training and coaching for people. Yet all that said and done, this deal that I went through and this contractual agreement left me in a situation where I was just didn't have no money coming in, so I didn't know what to do. So I had to get up in the morning and literally sleeping on sofas, on the street, not eating stuff for 2 or 3 days. I had to motivate people like Premiership footballers. I had to motivate people who worked in all fields of life. They were business people, and I had to motivate them. And also on top of that, at the time when I was a trainer, I used to join in the training too, as well, the physical side to it. I used to deliver the mental and physical side to training. And I had to get up in the morning and have my game head on. And one day I remember walking back to where I was living at the time, and someone put me up for a couple of weeks on the sofa and so on and so forth. And I didn't want to sort of get in their way, and they were a couple, and on some evenings I'd just literally stay on the street, didn't really get in their way. Yeah, I'm walking back thinking, how did I get myself into this? How did I get myself into this situation? How did I get myself into this situation? I thought, is my mindset? What am I telling myself? And I had a moment of introspection. I really thought long and hard and deep. And all I can think of is that I was reflecting on the way I was brought up and the mindset about always being poor and money not being a good thing, and people with money were bad people, that sort of stuff. Really, so I had these beliefs around money. And what you believe in is true is generally reality. And this got me into a situation where I'm doing really great work, yet in saying that I've got nothing to show for it, in the sense that I'm not even eating. I'm going 2 or 3 days without eating, for goodness sake. I'm just living on the street, on sofas, and this wasn't right. And I really decided at that point in my life to examine my own thought process and put the work and the stuff I'd learned over many years at that point, because I started all this stuff young, hypnotherapy, all that stuff I started in my late teens to help me as an athlete, and I've learned it, studied it, and so the journey went from there. So I really applied that. So what I did to break that cycle, because one of my limitations was I'm always going to be poor. Born poor, die poor, that's my place, so to speak. And this was sort of playing in my mind. So I did an incantation, a really powerful incantation. The incantation was that I'm going to focus on helping people and creating value in their life, and I'll be rewarded financially. And I kept telling myself that. At first it was hard, because I felt, well, I'm good at what I do. It's my obligation to help people achieve their goals, their weight goals, their mindset goals, their business goals, and so on and so forth. I felt obliged. I thought, really, how can I charge people what I love to do? How can I charge someone if I really love doing it? And I repeated this over and over again. I'm going to focus on helping people, being the best. And I was helping people at the time. I was creating value. The final part of the jigsaw, I wasn't getting the reward financially. Because for one reason or the other, I'd always have a situation where a business deal would go wrong, I'd get ripped off financially, the end of the month would come, I had to get paid, the money wouldn't go through. It's amazing how your beliefs become your reality, and for some reason it was always me. Incredible. I'd be the one who, end of the month, the money wouldn't come through the account, they'd make a mistake. I'd be the one that there was an error in the check that wasn't signed when I got the check. I was the one who got stung on a business deal, and for some reason I thought, this is strange, it's not happening to anybody else I know, and they don't create any more value than I do, and I really did the incantation, like, I'm creating value here, and I'm going to be rewarded financially, and that really broke that cycle. That really helped me a lot, because I broke the cycle, and I'm not putting it down to that, obviously, yet I really think that contributed, because I had this certainty then, that I create value, I earned it, I'm my worth, and no sooner did I start doing that and condition my brain, these long held enrooted beliefs, I started to earn again. I started to get back on track again. I really took my life to a new level. And throughout my life, I developed my own personalized incantations to help myself. And I was an athlete at the highest level. And when I retired for injury, playing sport, I'd sort of carried on eating the same volume of food as I did as an athlete. And I put on weight. And you can see the videos, you'll see some of the old videos that people have taken on me on YouTube. And some are, when YouTube didn't exist, and there's probably pictures out there, and I started ballooning myself in weight, and I thought to myself, well, I'm eating a high volume of food like I would do, and it didn't take a long time to put the weight on, and a lot of it was down to my self-worth, how I felt about myself. I'd use sport to get a sense of self-worth. That was my sense of self-worth. I was a striver. I have no regrets because I really enjoyed playing sport, and I really love being a coach, and still love being a coach in that environment now. Yet at the time, the irony was that when I look back on my life from a psychological point of view, it was a way for me to achieve gratification, validation, and love. If I could succeed in sport and I felt that the fans, the people who would give me the validation, it was a way, and really, if you seek validation that way, people can validate you, people don't validate you, then you're quite vulnerable. So my identity was strict. It's a bit like when someone retires and they've got nothing else to go into. I kind of felt stripped completely, and my self-worth went, and it wasn't, I knew what to eat. I'd been at uni and studied sports performance at Loughborough Uni, so I knew what to eat. I'd studied many courses as a trainer, a physical trainer, as a mental trainer, so I knew all the answers, yet all that said and done, that emotion was so strong, it was driving that behaviour. And I ballooned in weight, and I felt one morning, I got a job working in a football club again as a performance coach, and I felt, well, I looked at myself in the mirror and thought, 3 or 4 stone away, this can't happen anymore. And I've got to change this. And I did my own incantations, and I went from telling myself I feel terrible and horrible and so on and so forth to I feel great. I accept myself. So the incantation I wrote at the time was, I feel great, I accept myself, I love myself for who I am creating the life I want, I'm getting in shape every day, and I've got energy and vitality. So I kept telling myself, I feel great, I accept myself for who I am, I love myself, I'm getting more and more in shape every day, energy, vitality. So I started with the end in mind, rather than wait for it to happen. I started with it in mind. I thought, well, you know what, I am in shape, no matter what or how overweight I was, I am in shape. I'm in a situation where I'm not going to beat myself up anymore. This is a situation. And I would encourage anyone who's struggling with weight as well to have compassion for yourself. You are where you are. Don't beat yourself up any more than you need to beat yourself up. Accept it and make incremental changes. I didn't lose the weight immediately, yet over a period of a few months, gradually, bit by bit, I got into good shape. I probably got into the best shape I've been for a long time, in the sense that I felt physically good as well. So the incantations were useful for me. And whenever I felt myself going off course, because you will, when you look into reducing weight, it's going to happen. And the reason why I say don't beat yourself up is because if you eat those 2 biscuits in the packet, it's okay. That's fine. There's no point eating the rest of the packet and beating yourself up. Just accept it and move on. And that's the key, really, is in weight anyway, is your perception around food. And I felt the incantations really helped me to get a sense of love for myself again, get a sense of acceptance for myself again, and whether I lost the weight or reduced the weight or not, I still am a valuable human being, and I still am valuable, and so on and so forth. And I felt by doing that, it wasn't a battle really, it was just a phase, just phase into it, just change a few eating habits here and there, eat a bit different, exercise a little bit more where I could, and bit by bit make a lifestyle change. But incantations, accepting myself, I'm in great shape, really putting emotion into it, helped me a lot to achieve it, at least I think anyway. So there's really typical examples, and I would use this and personalise these things in other areas of my life too. When I first started presenting, by the way, and now I present around the world, hundreds of people. I even speak to sometimes audiences up to about 1,000 people. I do loads of courses and presentations. When I first started presenting, I was literally my back turned. I would turn up and I was the sort of person that would walk like this, you know, into a room, hunched, and I could compete from a sporting point of view. That was fine. I felt that people were away. You put me in a room where it was intimate, then I felt that self-consciousness. And when others speak, I had very severe asthma as a child, and I really struggled with it, and that really rocked my confidence because I had to go to school and take this asthma medication, and it really rocked my confidence. And kids being the way they are, they used to have a dig and everything else that went with it. And not all of them, there were some that did, and lucky sport was my outlet, yet that rocked my confidence. And the environment I grew up in, and not to sort of go on about it was pretty tough really, and it really rocked my confidence. And I was the sort of kid at school that would literally sort of walk like that, and I almost apologetic for my existence. And I felt that I carried this on when I went into public speaking, and my first public speech was like literally like that. I was just seriously like that. And really, I did affirmations, and I joined a speaking group as well too to help me along the way. Yeah, I did affirmations, and I really dug deep into my psyche. I really dug deep into my psyche and said, what message do I want to give to people? How can I give people a message that's going to impact their life in a positive way if they're meant to receive the message? And I really dug deep in my psyche and didn't focus so much on the presenting. I focused on my message, what I wanted to say to people, because I wanted to help people. Predominantly in the beginning, I wanted to help young people who've been through the challenge that I went through as a young person, and that was my goal. And I felt privileged to have had a career in sport, as a sports person, as a coach, to travel the world, and I felt my way of giving back, my passion was to help young people who'd been through what I went through, because I didn't really have that help anywhere, and there was no outlet. There were times when I was a young person I thought, I can't handle it no more. I was working in the factory at 15 to make a little bit of extra money, missing days in schools, academically really suffering, and it was really tough. And when I sort of finished school, I had no real academia to get to uni anything, and my saving grace was my ability in sport. And I know there's people out there that don't like sport anyway, yet they've got passions other places too, and that was why I really wanted to go to schools to help young people, because I knew there'd be people like me in my situations, and I felt that as a young person who could just reach me, life would have been so much easier. The struggles and the trials and tribulations, just to have someone, and I did have someone eventually who was a coach who helped me a lot. And the coach that I had a background in neuro-linguistic programming. He was really positive, really good guy, and he really sort of helped me a lot in a lot of ways, and it really helped me to go and achieve the things that I sort of set out to achieve. So I felt, for me, presenting was a way of giving back, a way to go into schools or anywhere for that matter, and just, if people take it on board, they do. It's entirely up to them. I'm a big believer in the right time, right place, and you'll learn what you need at any given time. And I felt that having gone into schools, I created a big impact, and so the story goes, and I sort of expanded and work in corporations now and in businesses, and I still work in sports as well. Yet for me, presenting was a big thing, and I really had to smash that barrier. And I'd use the incantations a lot, and I'd use the incantations all the time, whether I work on radio, presenting, read the books as well. I had hang-ups when I was writing the books because I wasn't academic when I was a young person, albeit I've been to uni and studied a lot, studied probably as many courses as anybody now, and I'm always studying, I've got a commitment to lifelong learning. I'm always learning new stuff, and I've spent the last 25 or 24 years ongoing learning in many fields, in NLP, hypnotherapy, CBT, physiology, psychology, always studying. So I've got this commitment to lifelong learning. Yet all that said and done, I still had this hang up when I first started writing my first book, because I thought, well, you know what if people perceive it a certain way, and so on and so forth. And English wasn't our first language really, and so I felt that how people are perceiving, I really went to the messages again. I said, what messages do I want to give to people? And I'd write a bestseller and write a few bestsellers after that. And the key really is, I'm not putting it down to affirmations, I'm not bragging on to anybody. I don't need to brag on. That's not my nature. If you know me well enough, you know that I'm the most humble person you'll ever meet. I'm just saying it to encourage people who are in that situation now, and to show you how powerful these affirmations are. So we'll go through some affirmations, incantations, a couple rounds through, and then I'll leave you with the process for you to go away and use and do your own. So follow me and I'll guide you through the ones I do, some of the ones I do in the morning, and take whatever value you take out of them. If you haven't seen the video I did before, then you can watch the video. Beyond this, you can develop your own incantations. They really are powerful. I love the incantations. They're a great way to start the morning, a fantastic way to start the morning, and to use at any time. Whenever you're under this sort of pressure, and people are under pressure, you know when people sort of put you under pressure, undermine you, belittle you, it's the incantations. You take it all away and come on. So these are useful for people in sales, in business, in sport, really powerful stuff. So join me. We'll do a couple of rounds of incantations and I'll leave you with the process to write your own. Then you're good to go. Go and rock and roll. So okay, so stand in the comfortable position, do a little bit of physical movement. So if you're not comfortable in physical movement, then don't do the physical movement. If you've got any injuries or ailments, I just like to touch the air. And the reason why I do the physical side for me is because by doing the physical side, what I found is quite useful is it distracts the conscious mind. The analytical mind. You know the mind that sort of is analytical and makes judgments. So when we do the physical, we can distract it and it embeds itself in the unconscious mind. So that's why I do the physical side and also the physical side too, to embed it physiologically, because mind and body being one system, we can distract the mind. I also make sure the incantations are positive instruction, because the mind doesn't really process the negative instruction really well. If I say don't think of a blue giraffe, what do you think of? Exactly. So it's a bit like if you go to a gym and the personal trainer, you are going to go on the rowing machine, the personal trainer says, don't bend your back, don't bend your knees. The mind doesn't really process that well. So watching the personal trainer say, well, keep your back straight, keep it in this position. The better the instruction, the more positive it is, the better for the mind. And I use the physical to be able to distract the conscious mind to go straight to the unconscious mind. And bearing in mind, they say we have about 60,000 thoughts per day. Now, of those thoughts, most are useful because the thoughts we have are quite positive. The generalizations, we generalize we can drive, we generalize we can make a cup of tea, make breakfast, we generalize we can walk, we can talk, all these things really, we generalize many things. Yet in saying that, some of these thoughts are harmful too. A lot are harmless too, like we think we've got to go buy some milk or got to go do this, that and the other. Yet there are harmful ones too, like I said earlier, the negative ones. They're the ones you want to strip out. Of those 60,000 thoughts that we have a day, most of them we're unaware of because they're unconscious. So become consciously aware of what you're thinking. And one way to do that is use your emotions. Think of your emotions. So whenever you feel in a certain situation, you feel down, you feel sad, you feel frustrated, and you get like that, then just write down your thoughts. What am I thinking? And you can question your thoughts as well. That's another technique I use for another day. And also you can flip those thoughts around too. Flip them around and turn them into a positive incantation to smash that belief. Because you've been telling yourself these things for many years, we all do and all have done. And by doing that, we have what we call that confirmation bias. What we believe, we see. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll delete a lot of information and they'll see what reinforces their belief system. Even if their belief system is not serving them. Quick example, many years ago I was working with this model. She was doing really well for herself. And in her mind, she said to me, she went into modeling because as a young person, she was bullied at her appearance, and she perceived herself as being ugly. So she went in the world, in the way we perceive people from a corporate point of view. Beauty is not physical, and not only physical, there's more ways to define beauty. But in her mind, she perceived herself that way, and that's why she said she went to a career in modelling to prove a point. Now, she could get the validation when she got the job, and no matter how many jobs she got, how much money she made, how well she did, in her mind she had this belief about being ugly. And ironically, 100 people said to her in a week, you look really well, she'd delete that. One person says, I don't like the colour of your shoes, she'd ruminate over that. So it's like that confirmation bias. We delete and we associate to the beliefs that reinforce the way we see the world. And what's true, what's not true. We give the world meaning, the world doesn't mean anything other than we give it. And there are techniques you can use to, and you can email me, please email me, feel free to email me. Every case is based on formulation, I'm not here to treat anybody and make recommendations, but you can email me and I can send you stuff that I use to peel away at the validity of the belief system. But we're sort of going to carry on now and so on and so forth. So we can create a neural pathway in the brain, like a network in the brain. So it's a little bit like, say, the more you use that network, the more stronger it gets. So you know what, when you first learn to drive, you remember back when you first learned to drive, you drive or ride a bike, you might fall over. When you ride a bike, when you drive first gear, second gear, stall. When you're a baby, you start to walk, you fall, you get back up again, you fall, you get back up again. When you first learn to speak, all these things. And for a baby, for example, you're a parent, if your baby falls, once, you're not going to say to your baby, don't try no more. How long do you want the baby to walk? Well, the baby will walk. And the thing is really, you encourage it. So encourage yourself. Encourage yourself continuously. Encourage yourself as well to keep going. If you do fall, you keep going. So what's really important to know is that it's like when you drive, even though you can drive now, if you do drive and you ride a bike, if you've driven somewhere 100 times before, you're familiar. It's autopilot, unconscious. If you've got to drive something new tomorrow, it's unfamiliar. It still brings apprehension because the mind likes familiarity. So it's really important to reinforce these pathways, to make them a conditioned response, an automatic response, conditioned response. The more you do it, the more powerful it becomes, the more conditioned it is. And the physical side is quite useful too, because you can condition mind and body as well. As I said earlier, you can also distract the conscious mind. So join with a couple of rounds of these incantations. So start with, I radiate positive energy. You can punch the air if you're comfortable punching the air. If you're not comfortable punching the air, then don't punch the air. You don't need to use your physical if you don't want to. If you do want to use your physical, I mentioned the benefits of using your physical. So I radiate positive energy. I love life. Every day, in every way, I get stronger and stronger. I love life. Yeah! I am healthy, happy, and energetic and confident. Yeah! I can achieve anything I set my mind to. Everything that happens to me happens for a reason and it benefits me in some way. Yeah! I control how I feel. Yeah! I add value to the world. Yeah! Bring it on. Yeah! Okay. We're going to go through that again. This time I'll do a double punch. Okay, so just shake your arms again. I radiate positive energy. Yes! I love life. Double punch. Yes! Every day and every way I get stronger and stronger. Yes! I love life. Yes! Every day I'm happier, healthier, energetic, and more confident. Yeah! I can achieve anything I set my mind to. Everything that happens to me serves me in some way. Yeah! I am controlling my life. Yeah! I add value to the world. Yeah! Okay, just one more time. One more time. So, I love life. Yes! Okay? Every day and every way I get stronger and stronger. Yes! I love life. Yes! I am happy, healthy, energetic, and confident. Yes! I can achieve anything I set my mind to. Everything that happens to me is for a reason and benefits me in some way. Yes! I am in control of my life. Yes! I am value to the world. Yes! And bring it on! Now shout, bring it on and put emotion. Really put emotion. Put emotion into it. Come on, put emotion into it. Bring it on. Put emotion. Put confidence, motivation. Think of a time. Imagine a time you're really, really confident. Go back to a time you felt really, really confident, motivated. You can't think of a time. Imagine what it would be like to be confident, motivated, or someone who's confident, motivated. And let's go. Bring it on. Let's bring it on 7 times. Bring it on. Come on. Put the emotion into it. Bring it on. Put the emotion into it. Bring it on. Okay, I'm going to get emotion. Bring it on. 3 more times. Come on, emotion. Bring it on. Bring it on. Come on. Bring it on. 2 more times. Emotion. Bring it on. Come on. And again. And bring it on. Fantastic. Awesome. Fantastic. So, remember, on a final note, if you're going to do your own incantations, 3 ways you can do it. This is not exhaustive. There's 3 ways I do the incantation. 3 ways I help some of the best business people in the world, athletes, sports people, footballers, people in general who want to be in a peak state. I do for myself. The first way I mentioned earlier is take a limiting belief, and one way to identify your limiting beliefs sometimes are whenever you experience a certain emotion, then write down your thoughts. That's one way of doing it. Yet also just be aware of your thinking too, and take a limiting belief or maybe a goal you're after, and the narrative you're telling yourself about achieving that goal. It could be a relationship, you don't think you're worth a relationship. It could be a career and you're afraid of going for it, you say you'll never succeed. So whatever that belief might be, then write the opposite. I will be a success. I have got high self-worth. I am a fantastic person. I am lovable. So you can then flip that over and take the opposite. The other way is the emotion you want to experience. So you want to experience love, joy, happiness, then you can write that down and just really affirm it. I am experiencing love. And you can use the power of I am, the intent. I am, not one day I will. I am experiencing it, because we all experience it. I said earlier, we delete it. We all experience it. We all have it within our unconscious mind. It's bringing it out to the surface, which is really important. And the third way as well, remember I said earlier, all that we want help us feel better, or because we think it's going to make us feel better anyway. So whatever your goal is, a relationship, By having a relationship, you're going to feel love, or more love than you have now. It might be the career, more excitement, and no doubt it can bring that to a point, but true fulfillment is within, and it's about starting now. And I know people say, well, actually, what's the point of going for your goal? Feel the emotion now, because that's a journey towards the goal. And, you know, it's not just about achieving the goal, it's the journey. And also, why wait till the goal? Why wait till next year? Why will you be any happier next year than what you are now? Start now. And also, the energy you send out. Go to a real high energy level and, you know, draw things into your life and think about it. What sort of person do you like being around? What sort of person do you like being around? The sort of person that you like being around is someone who is upbeat, someone who is positive, and be one of those people. And we all go through life, ups and downs. Life's not always easy. We go through trials, tribulations, breakups, we lose jobs, we end up broke. We all go through all these things. And I've been through my fair share too, by the way. Yeah, in saying that, no matter what, we just want to raise our energy level up, and to get out of that situation, bring our energy level up. And you're going to have times when, of course, throughout the day, you do feel sad, you do feel frustrated, and these aren't necessarily bad emotions because they can kickstart us into doing something different. So if you do feel sad, angry, rather than fighting, just accept it. This too shall pass. And there are days I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel frustrated. I just don't stay there for longer than I need to. I take the message, I welcome the emotion, I realise it's going to pass. I think about the emotion, my thoughts, investigate it, and I don't choose to stay there. Many years ago I used to stay there for a lot longer than I needed to stay there, and I just became sick and tired. I thought life is short, there'll never be another me, there never was, I'm unique, I'm special, we all are in our own way, we've all got something to give to this earth, and I really felt at that point, it's all about being the best version of myself, and see where the road takes me. So you can take the goal that you've got, write the emotion down, and really incant that. So really incantation, put your body into it. If you're comfortable putting your body into it, and really put the emotion into it, really dig deep and put the emotion into it. So have a fantastic day. There's a big high five. You've been absolutely awesome. Email me, get in touch. We're on social media. Send me an email. Let me know how you're getting on. I always love hearing different stories, different people. Do feel free to comment and let us know how you're getting on. Fantastic. Have an awesome day. High five. Woo! Yeah, come on.